Seated pose with legs crossed or extended, any kind of comfortable seated pose. Bringing ourselves into a good space this morning, nice place to relax and be still. Yoda's the Jedi Master, so we're going to do some Jedi training this morning. Is that okay? Nice. Nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Really lift through the heart. Lift with heart, shoulders relaxing. Go ahead and take the hands on top of the thigh. Close the eyes. Quiet the mind. Breathing deeply in through the nose, out through the nose. Allowing ourselves to come into this space, into this place. Finding the beauty in the breath. Power in the poses. Magic in the movements. To move through the flows with quiet mind, an awakened, open, loving heart. So bring our hands to heart center, Namaste, to awaken ourselves to our day with the hands touching the heart in gratitude for ourselves, just as we are, perfect and complete in this moment. And rise up with a lift up with the arms extending up and release down. Go ahead and take the arms out and down. Go ahead and take the hands to extend. Take the chin to the chest. Slowly lower down with the shoulders pulling back and down. Go ahead and take the chin up as we lift up with the chin. Lift up with the heart and extend through the spine from the base of the hip up to the forehead. And then keep the heart lifted and ease down with the chin. Moving slowly and easily with the breath. Inhale, lifting. Deep diaphragmatic breathing as we begin to move. Slowly, maybe for a count of 4 on the inhales as we rise up with a lift of the chin. And going ahead and bring the chin down to the chest as we release down. Holding the chin down towards the chest and then rock the ear over to the right side. And then ease it over to the left side. Just a little swing through, bringing the chin over and the ear over. Each side beginning to stretch out and release all the tightness and tension in our necks. Just beginning to let go of all the tension of our day and the anxiety that we may feel this morning as we begin to release and let go. Go ahead and take the chin and swing the chin until a nice release with the chin just swinging. We can rise up with a lift up with the chin lifting up, rising up through the heart and through the crown of the head, and then rotate the chin to the right side. And on the inhale, come to center. Move to the left. Nice movements with the chin. The eyes can be closed softly. Notice the movements, feel our position in space. Just move freely and easily through the practice this morning to lengthen and strengthen the bodies. Strength, stretch, and release. Yoga practice today. Little Jedi training. Chin comes back to the center. Rise up with a lift up and bring the hands to heart center. With a lift up with the arms, rise up and lift up and extend out and down and go ahead and move with the flow. Little vinyasa connecting the breath to the movement with the hands to the heart. Bring the hands into a big arc sign as we swing up, lifting up with the heart, reaching down, chin can come down, rising up with a lift up and bring the hands to the heart. One more time. Get a nice reach to the sky, swing across the sky. Let's brush those clouds away. Bring the arms up and back to the heart. Let's do one more just for fun. All the way up and lifting up and releasing down. Nice. Hands come up. Hands come underneath the chin. Make a Ganesha mudra with a bear claw and bring the elbows out and the shoulder blades in. Reach and extend long and strong with the arms. Warrior arms, Yoda arms. Here we go. Overlap with the other hand. Bear claw with the other side. And extend and reach with a long reach. A little flying bird flow. To awaken the shoulders, protracting and retracting. Just get that nice move like you're in a swimming pool. You don't swim this way, but it's still fun to do just this way. And the hands come forward And the arms come up as the hands come up, interlacing fingers, steeple index fingers, and pull up really tall. On the exhale, relax the elbows. Connect the breath to the movement. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. Nice stretch to the shoulders, reaching on the inhales, relaxing on the exhales. Once more. Lift up, rising up, and release. One more time. Big swing up with the arms and down. Right arm's going to lift. We take a nice reach diagonally. Gaze can come forward. Lateral flexion, moving the arm over the ear. Rotate the chin up and gaze past the elbow up to the sky. And then rise up with a lift up and find the other side. Left arm lifts, rising up, lengthening up. Gaze forward as we lateral flex over to the wall. Gazing up under the elbow to pull that shoulder back. And then reach up and lengthen up and release. One more time on the right side. Right arm lifts, extends really long. Laterally flex, slide the left hand out, get a little more work in this movement. The rib cage comes down to the top of the hip, gazing forward, and then rotating the gaze up to get that shoulder to pull back. Now rotate the right shoulder down and kind of reach over to the left wall. And then ease the hand outside the thigh, just a little reach around the thigh, and draw a nice bow stretch across the back. So it's like a bowstring, really stretching the trapezius across the back. And swing up with a lift up and find the other side. The left arm lifts and extends. We lateral flex over with a gaze forward. We turn the chin up to pull that shoulder back. We walk that right hand out and we pull the hip down towards the rib cage, down towards the hip. Then moving forward with the shoulder, reaching over to the right side. Let the hand come down outside the thigh. Do the little bowstring stretch. Go really slow, just like you're pulling a bow, an archer's bow, a Jedi's bow. And then swing up with a lift up. Let's do a little tick-tock with the movement, just fun, laterally flex. Now the hand comes up and the palm comes down, facing down, and we kind of work into this lateral movement with the chin moving freely up towards the sky, under the elbow, on the right side and the left side. Coming up, lifting up, and releasing down, all the way down. Spinal twist to the right side. We take a lift and reach. Hands to the heart, twisting over to the right. Left hand outside the thigh, right hand catches the hip, pushing us up really tall. Grounding from the base of the hip, rising up from the hip to the crown of the head with that long spine, and then twist with the shoulders, with the gaze to the side wall. Give it a moment. Allow the stretch to come through the spine. We're wringing out the spine like we're wringing out a dish rag. And then take the chin over towards the shoulder. Just a little more movement through the neck and through the chest. And then with an inhale, come back to center. We can rise up and lift up if we choose and swing through to the other side. Let the right hand come outside the thigh to catch and leverage that twist. Left hand comes behind the hip to push up really tall, rotating with the shoulders. Thoracic rotation, and then rotate with the chin. Cervical rotation through the neck as we move over with the chin towards the shoulder. Let the eyes lead the way. And then come back to center with an inhale. Lift up really tall and hands on top of the thigh. Now take and move the chin slowly. Let the eyes lead the way to the right side, over to the corner of the room, and then all the way over to the right wall. Let the eyes lead the way. Focus on the eyes movement across the room. A little exercise for the eyes. Coming back to center with an inhale. As we come back through with the inhale, find the center of the room, and then rotate to the other side. Eyes glide across the room. Chin rotates in line with the eyes. Let the eyes lead the way. Back to center. Come back to center with an inhale. Go ahead and take the eyes up to 12 o'clock. Keep the chin level, eyes down to 6 o'clock. Come back to center with the gaze, and then take the eyes over to 3 o'clock, and then over to 9 o'clock. Back to center, let the gaze come up. The eyes come up to 12 o'clock and around the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Reverse, other direction. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center and take the hands on top of the thigh, a little circling. We're going to go to the left and to the right, just kind of swinging into a big movement to stimulate the lower part of the abdomen, warm the spine. And find our way to center with a deep inhale as we lift and then circulate the other way. And find our way back to center. As we sit tall, coming back tall, hands come around the shin, kind of work those hands right to the shin. We're going to do a little rock and roll, kind of pull back into a cat stretch. Inhale, rocking on the front of the hip as we lift the heart and gaze with the chin up, rounding to the cat, and inhaling to cow pose. Moving at our own pace, let the breath lead the way, lengthening as we expand the belly and lift with the heart, really working to warm the spine so we can move freely with strength and stability with our bodies moving freely and easily. Nice. One more time. Go ahead and take and round into that cat stretch, kind of round down with the chin, kind of pull back and lower down, little hinge, rounding forward. And then as we rise up, release the hands and swing up with the arms and bring them out and down. We're going to move the hands over to one side of the mat or the top of the mat and find neutral table. Hands right up underneath the shoulders, knees up underneath the hips, moving into a cat-cow flow in neutral table or tabletop position, rounding into the cat stretch, inhaling the cow pose. Get a little more exaggerated movement now to warm the spine. Nice. Moving freely with our bodies. And round into the cat stretch and hold. Pull the hip towards the hands. Tuck the tailbone to the back of the thigh, chin to the chest. And on the inhale, lower the belly. Rock the hip. Take the gaze forward without craning the neck. Pull the shoulders away from the ear. And then walk the hands back and down with the elbows as we pull the hip back and down into a nice child's pose variation with the elbows up underneath the shoulders. Really work the hips towards the heels. Big toes touch, knees about the width of the shoulders. Walk the hands out for a nice long active warrior stretch. Active child's pose stretch. Extending Utthita, extended Balasana, child's pose. Coming forward with an inhale, find a little chaturanga, kneeling half series. Elbows pull towards the hips as we come down, hovering the elbows, hips, and shoulders just for a moment, then press up and lift up. Find our way back, down, easing back and down. Try that once again. Come all the way down on the next one. Inhale forward, chaturanga, kneeling half series, big toes touch, extend, and let the body come down. Everything comes down as a unit. Extend the hands back, reaching back. Palms turn down, lift with the shoulders, shalabhasana, lift the legs and reach. Hands come up underneath the shoulders, and then walk out to the corner of the mat. Little seal pose lift. Easy does it. The elbows are pulling out. Always be careful of the lower part of the back. Easing down. Flow with this with a lift on the inhale and release with the exhale. Once more. Lift and release. And lift and release. On the next lift, come up and reach with the toes. Take the right shoulder down. Lift with a little twist and take the left shoulder down. Inhale as we lift, twisting with the right. And inhale, lift and twist with the left. Back to center with an inhale and relax with the exhale. Okay, taking your hands right up underneath the shoulders. Doing a lift with the hip as we inhale, lift, extend. and pull back, easing back. Sweep the hands down by the feet and let the hands reach towards the feet. Shoulders open out to the side, relaxing, stretching deep through the shoulders. Finding our way forward with those arms, clawing those hands forward as we reach forward, coming forward with an inhale, curling the toes up under. Easy lift with the hips, soften the knees, pull back and do a little walking dog, walking, bicycling those dogs. Taking a little walk in the park. And then as we come to the top of the mat, take steps, baby steps, any kind of steps. So take us to the top of the mat. Soft knees, dangle with the arms, shake out and release. We're going to do a little release here this morning. So just kind of sling and fling. Take the arms into a nice swinging movement. Let anything, any tension fall out that we need to let go of. And when the next one, we swing back and rise up with a lift up, all the way up with a big swing up to the sky. And exhale, hands beside the hips. Catch the hips, knees up, height of the hips. Get those knees to shake up. Good. Everybody doing well? Everybody's good? Nice. Find the top of the mat. Walk to the front of the mat. Ankles are up underneath the hip socket. Toes pointing forward. Tuck the tailbone down and push in the bottom of the foot. Lift all the way up from the bottom of the foot through the body to the crown of the head. Take the shoulders up to the ears and pull the shoulders and release the shoulders back and down into mountain pose, Tadasana. Nice. Just kind of rest for a moment. But push and squeeze. Squeeze through the glutes, inner thighs pull together, long and strong. As we reach to the sky, take a reach to the sky. And exhale, forward fold, softly. Soften the knees so we can touch down. Halfway lift, lift with the hip, hands slide up the shin. Flat back, find an easy chair. Easy chair, the arms come forward, right out of the shoulders. Prayer chair, the hands come to the heart, and we can rise up with a lift of the arms into extended chair. Flying chair, the arms swing back, rising up with a lift up, swing down with a bow down, halfway lift, lift at the hip, find an easy chair, bring the hands to the heart, find a balancing chair, ease down with the hips, balance, find that balance, only as low as we can comfortably go, no pressure, no discomfort in the knees, press through the heel, rise up with a lift up, exhale, forward fold, halfway lift, lift with the hip, easy chair, prayer chair. Extend our chair with the reach, flying chair, wing back with the arms. Then rise up with the right leg. Take a nice lift with the right knee. Step back into a flying lunge. Nice lunge, flowing lunge with the arms moving. And then hands come forward on top of the thigh. And we ease that knee forward over the ankle. And we push long with the right leg. Let the hip drop as low as we can comfortably go in line with the hip. Arms lift up into goalpost arms. Nice. Hands to the heart center. Twisting over the left side, elbow on top of the thigh, twisted lunge. Gazing down to the big toe to stabilize in the lunge. Rising up with a lift up. Exhale, release down. Kind of work the hands down. Maybe use blocks if you have blocks at home or have blocks with you today. You can use blocks up underneath the shoulders or just hover with the hands so that the knee is right underneath the shoulders, stacking the joints over the ankle. And then rise up with a lift up. Find our rise up, goalpost arms, crescent lunge. Nice lift. Take the left hand back and the right arm up. Reach the left hand around to the back of the right leg. And then windmill through with the arms and swing the right heel down into warrior two. Facing to the right side with the hip. Yes. Swinging through. Beautiful. Reversing our warrior. Right. Left hand lifts. Right hand reaches back. Find a side angle, moving through warrior two into our side angle. Elbow on top of the thigh. Lift the left right arm and bring it forward. Extending forward. Beautiful. As we rise up with a lift up, coming back to warrior two, arms are extended. Bring the hands right up underneath the chin. Pull the elbows out and the shoulder blades in. Yoda arms, warrior arms, long and strong, with the arms lining up to the back of the shoulders. Pull back with the hip to straighten both legs. Reach forward with the hand. Rotate at the hip and take our triangle pose, extended triangle pose. And ease up with a lift up. Bend in the knee. Good job. Take the hands to heart center. Take a little step to the top of the mat and shake those legs. And we'll move to the other side. Top of the mat. All the way up with an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Lift with the hip. Find our easy chair. Find our prayer chair. Go ahead and take a balancing chair. Easing down with the hip. Keeping the knees forward. In line with the hip socket. Rise up with a lift up. Reaching up, extending up, swing through. Taking our bow. Reaching down. Halfway lift. Lift at the hip. Easy chair. Prayer chair. Extend our chair. Flying chair. And then rise up with the left leg. So you rise up with the toe, lift with the knee, and step back into a flying lunge. Nice wing of the arms, flowing with those arms. And then bring the hands on top of the thigh to find this high lunge, crescent lunge movement. Pulling forward with the knee, taking lift up, rising up, goalpost arms. Take a lift, twist over to the right, stacking the shoulders, coming down. And then rise up with a lift up. Find those goalpost arms once again to find our crescent lunge with a lift of the heart and reach to the chin up to the sky. Hands come down. Frame the forward foot with the hands into a low lunge. Kind of work those legs apart. Get really low, long at the hip. And then rise up with a lift up. And bring the hands to the heart. So the arms lift up. We take the right hand back to the left leg. Left hand up. Pulling into a reverse lunge. Swinging through with the arms. Left heel comes down into warrior two. Beautiful warrior two. Everyone's there. It looks wonderful. Nice. Reversing our warrior. Right hand comes up. Left hand comes back. Finding our reverse warrior. And then come back to our warrior two. Into our side angle. Elbow comes on top of the thigh. Rising up with the left arm. Coming forward into extended side angle. Gaze can come up to the elbow or to the extended hand. Really opening through the heart. Lengthening up. And then find our way back to warrior two. Good job. So we find warrior two. Hands come up into the chin. Radiate those elbows out. Shoulder blades come in. Reach with Yoda arms. Long and strong. Gazing over the right hand. Pull the hip back. Do a little hip rock down. And release. Reach down with the right hand. Extend with the arms through the shoulders. Facing to the left. And then rise up with a lift up. Bend in the knee. Hands to heart center. Take a little step forward. and shake it out. Nice. Let's do a little balance work, and then we'll come down, do some hip opening work. Really help to stretch out the hips. Ankles are hip bone distance apart. Hands can catch the hips or come to the heart. Lifting the right knee. Kind of roll up with the foot. Go ahead and push through the heel. Lift with the knee. Open the door out to the side. Touch down with the toe. Reach and extend with a big long reach. Stabilize the standing leg and lift really tall. Hold the position. Focus on a non-moving point. And then take the foot in. Bring it up. Hands come up underneath the chin to elevate. Arms out, shoulder blades in. And go ahead and lift the right knee if we can. Catch the shin and draw it up and in. Bring it on up. A little pressure on the inner thigh. Find our full tree with the hands coming up, reaching up, standing up into our full tree. Vrikshasana. Trees go really strong and tall from the roots to the crown of their heads. Hands come together to reach for the stars. And hold the sun. And release and lower and come down. Woo! Yes, nice. Good job. Do the other side. Left leg. Ankles hip bone distance apart. Stabilize. Focus on a non-moving point. Out and down. Lift. No wandering eyes. Lift the leg. Push through the heel. Lift with the knee. Open the door. Touch down with the toe. Take a nice reach to extend. Long reach and then lift through the standing leg. And then step it in. Bring it up. Hands catch the chin. And we pull the elbows out. Shoulder blades in and get that long warrior. Jedi Master position. Yoda arms, warrior arms. Lift the knee. Catch the shin. Draw it up. Bring it in. Find our balance. With strength and stability, we rise up with a left up, reaching to the sky like a tree. Vrikshasana. Hands come together to steeple and reach, side kriya. And we can take the arms out to hold the sun. Catch the hip, a little better on that side, I think. Lift the knee, bring it forward, and shake it out. Beautiful. So we're going to come down and do a sequence on the back, a hip opening sequence I think you really enjoy. So we come to the top of the mat, finding our way up with a lift up and a bow, forward fold. Go ahead and catch the mat with the hands. Find our neutral table. Lower the knees so the hips, knees are right up underneath the hip. Come through with a roll through or swing over to one hip as we roll through into seated. Finding our way to a seated pose. Just swing over to one hip and let those legs extend to the top of the mat. Good, nice. That's the hardest thing we'll do today. Is that okay? Yes. Bring those knees in. We're going to loosen up the knees and the joints, the hip joint and the knee joints and the ankle joints. So we're going to come into a little Dandasana flow, staff pose, push through the heels with the toes coming into the knee. Hands come up underneath the chin. You know the Yoda arms. We're doing Jedi Master training today. So we reach with the long arms like a warrior. Bring the hands forward and ease down with a bow down. Hinge at the hip. Nice work at the hip as we lower and reach with the nose towards the toes. It won't make it, I promise. It's okay. There's nothing down there we need. Nice flat back. Nice. And then we rise up with a lift up. Bend in the knees. Catch up underneath the hamstring. You can always use a blanket up underneath the hip as needed to lift, balance, and hold and find our boat pose. Navasana with a reach of the arms and a reach with the toes. Whoops, whoops, oops. That's okay. I can come back. Can you do that too? Sure. We can do anything we feel like doing, right? Today, this is our practice just to have fun with. Go ahead and catch the ankles as we come up into bound angle, Baddha Konasana. Take a little bow, hinging forward. Open the knees out and down. Nice release through the hip. Feels really good, doesn't it? Yes. And then lift and bring those legs out. Let's catch up underneath the hamstrings or extend and roll back with a little rounding in the back. So we lift up really tall. We can extend the legs if we choose. And then round through the back, roll through really slow, come really slow, almost down, and then hover with the shoulders up. And the arms are going to extend and the toes are going to reach. We're going to lift the legs. We're going to hold this about 2 minutes. Is that okay? No? All right, release down and let the shoulders come down and the hands come down and rest the head. No banging of the head, just ease the head down. Nice. Take a moment to rest. We've done a lot of work today already. So let's bring the right knee in, catch up underneath the hamstring, draw the right knee in, and then circle the right ankle. Really checking in with our joints. The more we move, the better we'll feel. And the better we feel, the more we can comfortably move. So go ahead and extend that right leg and bring the left leg in, catch up underneath the hamstring, draw it in as far as it'll go up towards the shoulder with a nice flat back, long through the hip and the back, and then circle the ankle. One direction and then the other. Good job. Go ahead and extend both arms. This time as the leg comes down, reach and extend, full body stretch. Try to work rib cage away from the hips. Get a long stretch. And bring the hands up and then down beside the hips. Bend in the knees, lifting the knees, and bring the bottom of the feet down. Right up underneath the knees into a bridge position. Press in the hands, forearms, and shoulders and lift with the hips. Up and down with the flow. Take a 4-count inhale. And a 4-count exhale with this movement. Really breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. Nice Ujjayi breath. Victorious breath. Jai. Yes, with Yoda Jedi Master training. Here we go, up and down. One more time. And release. Go and bring the right knee in once again. Catch up underneath the hamstring. Draw the left knee in. Shoot the left leg straight up. Push it up all the way straight up. Glide down to 30 degrees 3 times. 1. Bring the toe up towards the wall of the crown of the head. Moving freely through the hip. Long through the knee. Long extension through the knee. One more time. Take the toe towards the wall of the crown of the head. Let the toe lower down all the way down. Heel comes all the way down, slicing through butter as we come down with that leg. Heel comes down, back of the calf, back of the thigh. Draw the right knee in. Just a little more pinch at the hip. Moving through a flow into frog pose very progressively on the back. And then ease the knee up, release the knee up, arms out to a T. Take the right hand inside the thigh, left hand beside the hip, and ease the right knee open, out and down with the hips flat. Left leg is long and strong. Push through the heel of the left, open with the knee, out to the side. Feel the stretch. Maybe close the eyes. Just relax. Let the body sink and release into this pose. Half a frog pose with the toe pointing out and the heel lifting up and the hip open, stretching through the inner thigh. Go ahead and take the right hand outside the right leg and swing the right leg up and position the knee right over the hip. Take the arms out to a T and take the left arm across the right thigh. Reposition the right hand beside the hip to stabilize the shoulder and begin to sneak up with that hip, rolling up. Slowly rotating at the hip with the lower part of the back up through the hip as the knee swings over. Pushing long with the left leg, keep the right shoulder down, right hand planted, firmly, back and down. Come on, move. Move that hip to stack. As far as we can go and find that sweet spot, we can feel the stretch. Take the top leg and kind of reach. Maybe take it and extend. Feel the stretch through the hip, outside of the leg. Nice long stretch. And then bend the knee and bring the ankle right beside the left knee and then begin to roll over onto the hip and take that full body stretch once again with both arms and both legs. Get that long reach and stretch and release. Strengthening, stretching, and releasing in this practice. Strength comes first, finding our warmth and range of motion, and moving to the stretch and release. Hands beside the hips, go ahead and bend the knees, plant the feet in, right up underneath the hip. Let's do a bridge flow. Lift with the hip and up and down. Do that bridge flow just like we did before with deep inhalations, completing with the exhalations. Equal ratio, just breathe and feel. And once more, just for fun, ease up with the hip, push in the back of the shoulders, really lock those shoulders in place, and release down, let the hips kiss the earth. Left knee comes in, catch up underneath the hamstrings. Nice, draw the knee up and in. Take the right knee, lift it in, lift it up, reaching up, 3 times down, a little movement, keeping the toes pointing towards the back wall, pulling towards the wall of the crown of the head, and easing down to 30 degrees. Get that full range of motion with the leg extending right out of the hip. Push and lengthen, long and strong. One more time. And then glide down with that knife, cutting through butter with freedom to move. Beautiful. Release, relax. Lengthen with the right and draw in with the left. Bring the knee up towards the shoulders. Both feet flexed. Toes come in towards the knee. Then release that left knee, arms out to a T. Take the left hand inside the thigh. Let the right hand find the mat beside the hip and then open out with the toe, swinging out and down, and the heel coming up. Big stretch in the hip, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip. Just work into the stretch through the inner thigh, short muscles, working. Freedom to move slowly and easily, really enjoying every movement, every breath, finding that magic that comes with the movement, power that comes with the pose, steadiness, ease. Find that good space. It's sukha. No suffering, just ease. Go ahead and take the left hand outside the thigh, ease the knee up. As the knee comes up, go ahead and take the arms out to a T. Take the right arm across the left thigh, and then take the left hand beside the hip to stabilize the shoulder in the back. Easing up with the hip, rocking up as we roll over. Orientation of the twist is with the lower back and the hip. Move it freely, as free as we can move. Take the top leg to reach, extend and lengthen. As we reach with the toe of the left leg, we may feel some enhancement of the stretch down the outside of the leg, maybe up into the hip, stretching into the piriformis to release, flossing the sciatic nerve, and extend and reach. So we're releasing to relax the nerves, strengthen, stretch, and release. And then bend the knee, swing that leg back up, and go ahead and bring the bottom of the foot down. Bring the right foot in, find that bridge flow. Let's take a little flowing bridge. I'll cue it as we go. Walk the feet in right in front of the hip. Take the arms up, straight up out of the shoulders, pulling the shoulders back, palms facing in. Take the arms and reach over the crown of the head with the thumbs reaching to extend over the crown of the head. Just easy stretch through the underarms and up into the shoulders. And then bring the hands up and lift up and bring the hands down by the hips, easing down as we come down. Pushing the hands, forearms, and shoulders, lift the hips with the inhale. And relax on the exhale. And the next, we lift the arms and lift the hips together in unison and rise up. Rise up with the arms, reaching long through the hip, a big stretch through the shoulders, and ease down with the flow. Connecting minds and our bodies, yoking together, joining like Yoda, like a warrior. Rise up with a lift up, reaching over the head, easing down with the hips. One more time. Big lift at the hip, reach with the arms, glide with the hands as we reach over the crown of the head, easing down, relaxing down. Nice. Go and take the knees and swing them from side to side. A little release to the back of the hip. If there's any discomfort in the joint in the hip, we'll feel that if we can release it with the swinging windshield wiper movement. We can walk the toes out as far as we want to the edge of the mat, trying to stay positioned on our mat. Now, go ahead and walk those feet back in right in front of the hip, hands right beside the hip. Draw the knees in, bring the hands up into the hamstring, lift the shoulders into Konasana, a little rounded ball, nice and tight as we round up into this tight little ball. Hands can come up around the shin. We can release the arms down, the shoulders down, the arms out, and then take a little wrap with the arms. Maybe the right hand reaches the left elbow, the left hand the right elbow, and release, and come on down with those feet. One more bridge as we push and lift with the hip. Plant those hands, forearms, and shoulders. Bridge lock shoulder stand. Lock those shoulders in place, and then ease the hips down. Bring the knees in over the hip. Take the hands inner thigh and open both knees out to the side. Full frog pose, moving to frog here, Bakasana. So we take the toes out and the heels lift. We kind of spin those heels up and let those knees drop out and down as far as they'll go. As close to the floor someday as we can go. Maybe not today, not too far. Just enjoy the stretch. Take the hands up and bring the hands to the heart. A little Anjali mudra to the heart with the hands, and then take the arms up towards the sky and take the arms out to goalpost arms. Bakasana, frog pose. Beautiful. Nice. Feels really good. And then rise up with a lift of the arms as the hands come up to the sky. Bring the knees in and bring them down. Let's do a little lotus flower. Hands come to the heart. And we take the hands and begin to shoot them up towards the sky, just reaching up. Open the fingers out, and the pinky fingers touch, the thumbs touch into a lotus flower, sending our heart love like a lotus flower up to the sky. Then draw the hands in towards the heart, a little pressure of the palms of the hands as we touch the heart in gratitude, and take that gratitude and shoot it up to the sky and offer it as an offering of love, compassion for ourselves and one another into this Padmasana, Padma lotus flower. And bring the hands to heart center. Go ahead and rock over to one side and press up to seated. Find our way to seated pose. And then over to neutral table once more. Finding our neutral table once again. And pull back with an ease back. The elbows come down. Coming into a pigeon, just a real subtle pigeon flow. Inhale, lift. Curl the toes up under, lift the hips up and back to stretch through the hip. Push through the heel, lift with the hips, find that downward facing dog. And take the right knee and lift the right leg and reach it back long and strong through the knee, reaching. Open the hip up, bend the knee, and push to the side. Now send the leg up, rotate the hip down, and swing the right knee to the right hand. Bring the shin down at an angle, find our way down, and then just ease back with the arms extended. We're not going to come all the way down. We're just going to come right into pigeon today. Just kind of ease the heart forward and lift with the chin, reach with the heart. Looks good. Everybody's awesome. Feel the hip, pinch at the hip, feel that little stretch. Beautiful. Pigeon's a beautiful stretch. Curl the toe up under. Take a real push through the heel. Lift with the right knee. Send that leg up and reach it up and then bring it down. Do the other side. Ball the foot comes down to stabilize to the right leg. Lift the left knee and left leg. Extend and open. Bend the knee and push over to the side. And then extend, lengthen, rotate with the hip. Swing the left knee to the left hand, easing down. Just nice and easy. Pulling the hip back and down. Working the hip. Yes, the left knee to the left hand. Trying to bring the ankle out at an angle in line with the right hip. We good? Looks good. So lift with the heart and reach with the chin as we take a gaze up. Pull the hip back and down. Really stabilize to the core. And then find our way back up to the downward facing dog, curling the toe up under, lift the hip up and back. Shoot that right leg, left leg back and reach back. And then lower down. Take a little walk in the park. One more walk. Coming forward with an inhale, lowering the knees, swinging through onto the back once again. Get that full range of motion through the hip and find that roll back. Catching the hamstrings and finding our roll back. Bending the knees and bring the right ankle over top of the left thigh. Little supine pigeon, opening the knee forward, stretching into this right hip. Now we're going to feel this a little different on the back. So we're feeling these muscles outside external quadricep muscle and outside the hamstring, maybe the IT band, and we work deep in the hip, just taking the right hand and ease it forward. Just enjoy this stretch. Take a moment to really relax. Time to release. Let go. Learning to let go of the tension and tightness, the stress and discomfort. Finding that good space. It's Sukhasana, Sukha. And release that leg and uncross and lower. Bring the left knee in. Reach up maybe and catch the shin. Draw the left ankle over top of the right thigh and ease the left hand to the inner thigh. And work that knee forward. Keep the right foot down, right up underneath the knee, and the left knee pushing forward to find that sweet spot in the hip where we feel the stretch. We can enjoy these last stretches for 45 seconds to 2 minutes, really allowing ourselves to release and let go. Stira, with steadiness, we move. Sukha, with ease, we flow. Finding that good space for our bodies and our minds, and awakening an open, loving heart. And then release that left leg and go ahead and find an inversion of your choice. The hands can slip up underneath the hip and we can elevate the legs and the legs up the wall with a little push through the heels. Maybe a little walking in the clouds. Take a little walk in the clouds. If shoulder stand is in your practice and there's no discomfort in the neck and the back, the shoulders. We can ease up with the hips, lifting up with the hips stacking over the shoulders, catching the lower part of the back, easing up with the hips, reaching with the legs and walking in the clouds. Any kind of movement as we choose. Enjoy the movements, the stretch and the release. Coming down where we're ready. One more movement with the hip. Just kind of work the knees from side to side. And release the ankles to the corners of the mat, reaching the heels to the corners of the mat. Arms extend out, palms facing up, relaxing the shoulders back and down. Closing the eyes. Finding this quiet space. Allowing ourselves to really sink into the mat and releasing all the tightness, any tension that remains. Timeless wisdom of Yoda, the Jedi Master. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering, dukkha. So we learn to overcome by strengthening through the practice, strengthening the body, focusing, concentrating on the mind, awakening an open, loving heart. The most powerful organ of the body is the heart, more energetic than the brain, allowing the heart to lead the way to overcome fear, anger, hate, and suffering. Teachings of Yoda, Jedi Master from Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. Allowing ourselves to completely sink deep into the mat. Find that peace that comes through presence, that strength that comes through stillness and silence. remembering it's through wisdom that we overcome. Wiggling fingers and toes. Taking the arms up overhead, reaching long, stretching like a cat, awakening for the day. With a big long stretch of the full body, really extend, pulling the rib cage away from the hips. Get that long stretch. On the exhale, bring the hands by the hips and lift the knees, drawing the knees up towards the shoulders and kind of roll over to one side. The right side relaxes the heart, turning the heart up towards the sky. Cradling the head on the hands and forearms as if we're resting. Finding a place of rest, of peace and stillness. Press up to seated, finding our way with a lift. Find a comfortable seated pose. The legs can be crossed. Do a little lift of the hip and kind of get those hips to pull down into position right up underneath the shoulders and lift with the heart. Take a lift with the chin, gazing up to the sky. And bring the chin to the chest. Once more, just really checking in with the back, shoulders, neck. Coming back to center. Take the ear over the right shoulder. Just kind of a little tick-tock with the head. Just ease over with the stretch over. Trying to keep those shoulders pulling back and down, away from the ears. And then rise up with an inhale and a little rock over to the left shoulder. Back to center. So we lift with the arms, reach to the sky. Exhale, release. Hands come all the way back, around the back, kind of reach back. Interlace the fingers, steeple index fingers. Really pull a long line through the front of the chest. Get those shoulders to pull back to pinch the spine. And then take a rise up with a lift up. Take a little bow, hinging forward. Easing forward, hinging at the hip. Really clearing those sitting bones to take our bow. Gaze comes down, relaxing down. Let the back relax and release. And then walk those hands in as we lift up, stacking our joints and reach up with the arms, release out and down. One more reach to the sky. Let's catch the light and bring it to the heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. Good job.